So another Premier League game week is here, and it is going to be a midweek game week. So midweek game week, whatever you call it, but it is going to be very tough for Arsenal Football Club because we have had three high intensity games, and now Brentford come to town, another physical team, and Premier League is unrelenting. And if you are not fit enough, if you're not up for it, even a team like Brentford can beat you or draw a game, and we cannot afford to drop points now. We could have afforded to drop points away at Stamford Bridge, but right now the easier fixtures will come relatively easier. That is, we play Aston Villa, we play Brentford, we play Wolves at home. All these teams, none of them are pushovers, by the way. None of them are pushovers, but still, I feel like we should go on a run. And the fact that Gyökeres is back and Odegaard is back, the onus will be on them. That partnership I will look forward to. And let's just move on to tactics. I feel like Brentford, I felt like watching their highlights and other games also where I have watched them. They are a complete team. They have Norgard who occupies these areas, and he is pretty threatening. His passes, his through balls to their striker. They might play 4-4-2 and have two strikers up front, so that can cause Arsenal some trouble, especially if Saliba is not fit for this game. And obviously from these zones, their crosses, their throw-ins, etc., using their physicality. But one thing I'm noticing for all the tactical analysis I'm trying to do is that teams who are strong in a certain zone are weak in that zone only defensively. Like what their strength is offensively is their weakness defensively. Because if you look at Brentford, they are prone to leaving a little bit of space in the midfield and defending crosses. So what their strength is what their weakness. So surprisingly for Arsenal, if I was a Brentford fan, I would be looking at them and I would be telling my players to just put the crosses and give them aerial challenges, because surprisingly we have been undone by crosses, long balls, etc. So our aerial game without Gabriel has obviously deteriorated, and we have conceded a lot of goals. We conceded a goal, I mean, relatively lot of, like, we have conceded consistently for all three games we have played, and we conceded two against Sunderland as well. So we have conceded 5 goals in our 4 games, and if you compare that to the previous month, we hadn't conceded a single goal. So uh, life without Gabriel is also a little difficult for Arsenal, and I don't trust this Hincapié Mosquera partnership at all. If it was on me, I would play Calafiori at left centre back, but the coach obviously doesn't want to do it. I think Miles Kelly will play. I think if Saliba is not fit, then the same centre back partnership will play, and we'll have to see through that game somehow. Timber will play. Timber has to play. I don't know if Mikel Arteta will be brave enough to play Ben White, and if Ben White plays, well, we are going to have more difficulties. I feel like our defense will be very, very thin, because if you look at that defense, that is literally our B team, because none of them would start if Arteta had a choice. If it was a Champions League final, none of them would start for us if everyone is fit, and everyone is not fit, obviously. So we'll have to deal with that. And going to the midfield, I think this is the type of game where you can rest Declan Rice, you can play Martin Zubimendi, Bridges, and Odegaard and let them flourish. But I don't think Mikel Arteta would trust to leave his side defensively short without Declan Rice protection, given that we have a new centre back pairing. So if Saliba and Gabriel were there, then it would have been more comfortable to drop Rice. But I don't think in this phase right now we can drop Rice, because if we lose one, then the games are coming thick and fast, and the momentum will shift, and then we might buckle under pressure, because Aston Villa away from home, that is also going to be very difficult. And if Saliba is not fit for these fixtures, it is going to be difficult. But the positive note is that Odegaard is back, and we saw how he controls the game, how he's different from Eze. A lot of people were saying that, oh, now Ebrecheze has that magic moment in him, so he should play. Odegaard wouldn't have shot from that far or that angle, etc., etc. I don't think there is any substance in those kind of debates on those kind of topics, because Martin Odegaard dictates the whole game from defense to front. He carries the team. He passes the ball. He moves us forward in the pitch, and he is our best chance of utilizing Bukayo Saka the best way possible. And if you look at Bukayo Saka without Odegaard, hasn't been that effective goal wise. He has scored goals obviously because Saka has his individual quality obviously, and he does not need Martin Odegaard. But you saw instantly after Martin Odegaard came that we could find that link again. And Eberechi was pushed aside in that game, and he was not involved in a lot of things. One counter attack, and Eberechi thrives in counter attack situations, or is in situations where we are 1-0 up, and then opposition has the onus to attack us, and they leave spaces behind, and then he can utilize these sort of areas. But which obviously Brentford will give, but I don't think like he should be playing ahead of Odegaard, because Odegaard dictates our whole play, our whole press. He is the engine of our press, and we are probably one of the best sides in the world when it comes to press also. So Martin Odegaard leads that press, and yeah, I like the fact that we have Gyökeres back. He starts this game. He should have like he could have scored that header if Timber left that ball, but not criticizing anyone there. But he could have had a goal against Chelsea as well. That is a very hypothetical situation I'm talking about, but it is what it is. He was in the right position at the right time in the last minute also, and that says tells me that he is hungry for goals. And given that now he is fresh, Martin Odegaard is fresh, I will like to have impetus on them. Would I rest Bukayo Saka? I don't think if I can rest Bukayo Saka, I might sub him off early, but I should have the game in the bag and then sub him off. And yeah, everybody needs a rest, but given the fixtures, given the like, uh, we have an advantage, and we cannot throw that easily away. So it becomes a bit tricky, but we will have Champions League fixtures. We'll have Carabao fixtures, FA Cup fixtures to play our B team and give them the rest they need. But right now, I don't think I will rest them for Brentford game. I might bring them off early, but we should be having a comfortable 2-0 lead or something if I have to bring them off early. Then we will play Aston Villa. I think Mikel Arteta needs to rest a lot of players going to Club Brugge away. Then we'll have decent amount of rest. One game in the weekend, and then we'll have 7 days break, and then Everton we go to. Then Carabao Cup also our B team can play. So it is not going to be that congested going forward, but this is the congested period when we need to have all our main players push themselves a little bit. But like if you have to win the league, you have to push yourself a little bit. And I'm not telling Arteta to not play players who are in the red zone or players who are injured or half fit. I'm telling him to trust his main players for the occasion, and then bring them off when the job is done. And I feel like these fixtures will give us that comfort too. I think if you look at the fixtures, Brentford at home, if we can have a 2-0 lead early on, then we can rest a few players. Then Aston Villa, I don't think this fixture we will get the rest we need. And look at this, we play on Thursday, and then we play the first game on Saturday. So that is also going to be very difficult for our players. Okay, it's Thursday, it is for Indian time, but we play on Wednesday night in London, and then we have to play Aston Villa the first game in the game week. So that is also tough on us. Then we play Thursday, then we play Sunday. Sunday, no, we play on Saturday night. So it is going to be difficult, and the main rotation should happen for this fixture, and then you can also rest a few players in this fixture, and then from here on you have to pick yourself up this fixture also you can rest players. It is not a difficult fixture list to tackle, but sorry, it is not a difficult fixture list to tackle, but I feel like so we would still need to like get our momentum back after having a disappointing result. We need to smash Brentford. I feel like we need to get our confidence back, and then from there on we can look at squad rotation for the Champions League fixtures, Carabao Cup fixtures, and then when FA Cup games come, even Gabriel Jesus is fit. So let's see what role he plays. For me, he will play a important role. But Mikel Arteta's obsession with Mikel Merino, I feel like he won't bring on Gabriel Jesus even if we are 2-3 nil up against Brentford. So that is unfortunate, but I still feel like in Carabao Cup, in this Club Brugge fixtures, these fixtures will give a chance for Gabriel Jesus to show Miguel Arteta what he can do still, and to show us also what he can still do. And people like me who trust him would be hoping for his comeback. And moving forward, yeah, my team would be pretty much the main 11 only, but with the plan of subbing them off, hoping that we have a good lead by then. And yeah, I'm happy that Martin Odegaard is back. We are still 5 points above everyone, so we shouldn't be panicking or be like nervous about the situation. We have a good defection list coming forward, so we should just utilize our the form we had in the Champions League, beating Bayern and against Spurs. We should keep that momentum, keep the positivity. A point away at Stamford Bridge is not at all a negative result to have right now, especially the form Chelsea are in. Obviously, the situation makes it worse, but we didn't tell Chelsea to get that red card, and they were very emotionally charged up and they gave their all in that game. Let's see what they do when they go to Leeds away, and then they have the onus to play the football, and then they tire off at a certain stage, and Leeds with their home crowd are coming at them. Then their resolve will be tested, and then we will see that what they do. For Manchester City, them Fulham away. If you look at Manchester City's away form, that is their main concern. So again, a very good test for even Manchester City, and you'll have to look at uh, because Fulham also have the pace, power, and the flair. Even with Harry Wilson, they can hurt you on counter attacks. And the way Manchester City are vulnerable. Sorry, I don't know why I suddenly started sneezing a lot in this video, but I'm not going to edit this. I do not have the time. I'm going to go to a wedding from tomorrow, and it will take all my time, so I have to make this video, all these videos today only. But yeah, moving forward, I feel like yeah, Manchester City and Chelsea both have tough fixtures. Leeds away from home is not at all a easy fixture. If they think it is going to be an easy fixture and play their B team or rotate heavily, then they are going to get a reality check very early on in the game. I think with the momentum, Leeds United can hurt you, and even Fulham away, Fulham physical team, long balls. If they throw, if they run at you, Manchester City's defense would be in trouble. Pep Guardiola did a 2 minute press conference, so that was interesting. But yeah, and for in that 2 minute also, he did not get the first question for a minute or so. So that was an interesting press conference to hear. But yeah, looks like Rodri is also going to be back very soon. So even makes it more important that Arsenal should capitalize and not drop their heads or drop points or let this fatigue, let this fixture uh, pile up, get to them. They need to show that they are the best team in the world, which I have been saying for a long while. Fixtures like this, the decisions Arteta took in this fixture also makes me lose my confidence when I say this is the best team in the world, because Arteta committing the same mistake that he used to do when I was making videos early on in the season and telling you all how frustrated I was with Arteta and how his tactics were getting very timid and cowardly. Then his trust in Mikel Merino for that long time, and the fact that he brought Kai Havertz when we could have signed a number 8. All these sort of decisions of him trusting players that are not quite clearly not the best for Arsenal Football Club, but yet Mikel ended up assisting with them and harming the team because he reads a player for certain quality, for their discipline and hard work, etc. But he is not of the quality Arsenal Football Club needs to win a title. So that is going to be a problem for me moving forward if Arteta has to. If Arteta has to win these big trophies, if he has to dominate the league, and if he has to send a message, he needs to get rid of these mistakes now because he has had enough time to look at his mistakes, contemplate on them, and learn from them, and he has learned from them. But going back to those mistakes and committing the same mistakes all the time is not going to help him. So I'll hope that he does that, and yeah, let's hope Arsenal wins. I will predict a 3-0 win in this fixture, although I am not confident about the clean sheet, but I feel like we will score we will score a few goals here, and we should really dominate it. As in our home we just beat Bayern Munich, the atmosphere should be better. I don't expect it to be better because it is a Wednesday game, Premier League game. Brentford at home is not really a game you will look forward to, but I expect Emirates atmosphere to lift the players up and the players to lift the atmosphere up. It all works like that only. You give, it is a give and take. You cannot expect your fans to be cheerful and shouting when your team is playing boring football, and you cannot expect the players to be up every 3 days and playing for you, giving you the best football if you cannot support your team. If you cannot turn up for your team, you cannot complain that the team cannot turn up for you. I know that players have a job, etc., but as a fan, if you are so invested in a football club, then you sort of need to be invested throughout. You cannot check in and check out and then expect the players to be committed for the whole 9 months. So yeah, that is all, and I think yeah, except of sneezing, I have also showed you that what Brentford's strength and weaknesses, and I've actually got it right for the last 2 3 fixtures against Bayern Munich, against Chelsea. I predicted that their weak zones correctly, so I guess let's see what happens. Maybe if I have predicted this correctly, Martin Odegaard or Eberechi has a have a chance to score a goal or two. Even Noni Madueke can play in the left wing if Martinelli is not playing there, and he can run at them. So those sort of zones I will look forward to, and yeah, let's hope we win and we gain our momentum back and then go on a winning run from here on. I will see you in the not the post match reaction probably, but I'll see you before the Aston Villa fixture, and yeah, bye.